Joining me on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line is the head coach of the fourth-ranked Michigan Wolverines and the reigning AP College Football Coach of the Year, attacking this season with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind, getting set to take on UConn this weekend in the Big House. Jim Harbaugh, how you doing, Coach?
Mr. Eisen, doing well.
Excellent. Are you driving around town right now? Are you tooling around Ann Arbor? Is that where I found you right now, Coach?
No, I'm in my office.
Okay.
Schembechler Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Preparing for UConn.
How often do you channel Bo? Do you ever catch yourself, you go, my God, I sound just like Bo? Do you catch yourself doing that frequently?
Yeah, daily. As a drive into work, park in the spot and walk by that statue, it's every day. Put the fingerprint on the door and walk in and recommit every day.
How would Bo have handled the name, image, and likeness deal for Jim Harbaugh back in 1986? How would that have gone down, do you think, Jim Harbaugh, back in that day? What do you think?
It's unknowable. Other than football's always been a game that's evolved. You look back to evolved to a forward pass. I mean, there's been many innovations and changes to the game. I'd be always speculating, but I would speculate and say that Bo Schembechler saw what some of the revenues were and the TV revenues were, and that he would have wanted his players to share in that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only a guess. It's unknowable.
Okay, of course, and I know I'm going speculative with you right off the bat, Coach. I get it, but I mean, what would your NIL deal have been back in the day? You'd had a good one, wouldn't you? You and Jumbo. I could see a car commercial with you and Jumbo Elliott, for instance. What do you think, Jim?
I don't know. I mean, it's it's like kind of like. I would have to say I didn't play at all as a freshman.
Okay, right.
And then played very little as a sophomore. My junior season, I got hurt, broke my arm. Had a good senior season and had a good fifth year season. So I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of things that and Coach Schembechler really, I mean, was the person that changed it for me. A trajectory that was just going along, kind of finding myself the first couple of years. Want me to tell you that story?
Please.
I was coming out of Angel Hall, walking across State Street, and I saw Bo Schembechler's coming out of the Union, coming down those steps.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can picture that.
Oh yeah.
Get about halfway across the street, and I go, "Oh, I'm going to run into Coach Schembechler here. I hope he doesn't see me." Really, is what I was thinking. But he did see me, and we kind of just crossed paths and stopped me. "How you doing, Jim?" I was coming from class. Yes, Coach, coming from class. How's it going? It's going good. What are you weighing? About 202 pounds, and I'll never forget. He looks down at his shoe, then he looks up at me, kind of kicks the sidewalk a little bit, and he goes, "Jim, you might be the best quarterback we've ever recruited to the University of Michigan."
No kidding.
Or you might be the biggest mistake we've ever made in recruiting the quarterback position. Looked back down at his shoes, then he started walking down State Street. I just started watching him go, and I couldn't figure out what the heck was that about. And took me some months. But when I finally figured it out, when it dawned on me, what he was telling me was my fate was in my hands, and that was a real inflection point for me. And decided it's up to me my responsibility to turn my circumstances into success. And I have a lot of gratitude to Coach Schembechler for a lot of things, but none more than that fateful meeting in March, right before spring practice of my sophomore year.
What was the asking you your weight as the opener? Did that have anything to do with it, or just to throw you off your game a little bit? I mean, what was that about? The opener for
my weight?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what coaches give me. How's school going?
Okay. How much you weighing?
You know,
okay.
What are you weighing? What are you weighing these days, Rich?
Well, I'm weighing about 205 myself right now, to be honest with you. I'm about 6 feet. I just turned 53. You know, I'm on a statin. What else? That's what I got going on. You know, 3 kids, 2 jobs. You know, that's what I got going on. And
good. Getting better every day.
Thanks. Oh, of course. I attack each day. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't know if you saw Coach Jim Harbaugh. Did you see my appearance in Canton, Ohio, at the jacket dinner? Did you see that? Did that cross your desk? Hit your phone?
No, I did not see that. Tell me about it.
Well, as you know, Canton, Ohio. You're from Ohio. You know when a Michigan man strolls into that state. Might hear something, might hear an OH or something like that. And last few years, I've been hearing a lot. This year, I strolled in, and as my job of being the host of the event, Jim Harbaugh, it was my job to let everyone know, in case of emergency, check where the nearest exit to you is. And I said, if you need help doing that here in Canton, just imagine yourself as a member of the Buckeyes in the middle of Michigan Stadium in the fourth quarter last year. That's what I said.
That's a good. I do know exactly what you mean. I get that. I get that often. I get somebody telling me "Go Bucks" or "Go Green." I hear that quite often from their supporters. You know what my response is?
What is it?
Never.
Oh, my gosh. My guys here are shaking their heads right now, Coach. They are shaking their heads, but guess what? It's too bad. It's absolutely too bad.
You just keep doing you.
Thank you, sir.
Rich, it's working, and I feel like you are an alpha male for your age group. You don't have to compete with the 20-year-olds or the 30-year-olds or even the 40-year-olds. I just want you to remain an alpha male for us guys in their 50s.
Appreciate that, Jim Harbaugh. Thank you so much. Now, that story you just told about Bo placing into your mind the fact that the future is yours to shape at the quarterback position, how has that informed you as you've informed Cade McNamara and J.J. McCarthy over the last several weeks and months about their status, Jim?
Yeah, and that we say to Cade, say to JJ, is the same, and it comes from my mother. It comes from Jackie Harbaugh, and there's a lot of people that give the mental game and advice, but since I've been 6 years old, whether I was playing Little League, high school, college, or a professional football player, then into coaching, my mom sends me about the same text before every single game since I've been 6 years old. And it's a simple text, but it has in it one play at a time, one game at a time, or one day at a time, one game at a time, one play at a time. And it's the absolute best advice there is. That I've gotten personally, and that's the one I share with both Cade and JJ.
And how have they taken it? Because Cade definitely seems to be, the word disappointed is might be an understatement from him after what he did for the school, the program, for himself, for this team last year. And J.J. McCarthy clearly is attacking each day himself, to use your phrase. How are those kids taking that from your perspective?
Jim? So us coaches, we embrace the fact that we have 2 really good quarterbacks. we feel two championship-level quarterbacks. Cade, obviously, you saw that last season, all season. So players, coaches, we embrace. We got two really good quarterbacks, and that's a real edge for our football team, and we embrace it. And we were back in the practice field yesterday, and there was no difference in Cade's demeanor. He's an incredible leader and quarterback, and he's preparing like I wanted him to prepare. And the whole team wants him to prepare like he's the starter. And it's football. He's going to play again, and we're very confident that he will play his level of football, play his game. Team's confident in JJ, and we want both of them to have at it and keep developing, keep improving, and as I said, that's a big edge for our team. I don't know if any other team in the country has that kind of edge like we do.
And do you plan on doing this week to week for long, Jim, or are you going to name one and just rip the knob off and say let's go into, say, the Big Ten schedule or potentially November, knowing who's what, and hopefully you get to play deep into January?
No, it's JJ's. That we named JJ the starter, and from there we do exactly what we said. We'll, one play at a time, one game at a time. That's the best approach. All
right. In the few minutes I have left with you, Coach Jim Harbaugh, I never thought I'd say that. Sitting here in Los Angeles, Big Ten country, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And so my question for you is, can you put a little bit more meat on the bones of what you said with $1 billion package that the Big Ten just had, that you think the players should share in that revenue, and how that would work in your mind, Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah, I would. Who wouldn't feel that way? I can't imagine that. Just to put more depth to it, though. I think that the Big Ten is the one who's negotiating those contracts, and they are with in the billions. And in my opinion, and I don't think I'm alone in that opinion, that the players should share in that revenue.
Well, I mean, as you know, something like that happens, then suddenly players might unionize and things truly professionalize in the world of college football. Would you be fine with something like that? I mean, you spent so many successful years in the NFL. Your name's in the rafters in Indianapolis, for crying out loud. So you know both ends and what both look like. Do you think that this is a professionalist approach to college football and how that would work?
What's been decided in the courts is that the players can profit off of their name, image, and likeness. And I think, again, I mean, that's another just simple, fair thing to do. I mean, if somebody's selling a jersey, for example, with your name on it or your son's name on it, I mean, your son should be able to profit from that sale. I think we can all agree that would be fair, right?
Yes.
So that's already been decided. That's already been decided in the NCAA level, at the court level, and I would also argue that the Big Ten, who's negotiating the TV deals, they are using the name, image, and likeness of the players, and so henceforth, I'd make the connection that they should be able to the players should be able to profit off their name, image, and likeness.
Well, before I let you go, Jim Harbaugh, you gave a workout to former quarterback from San Francisco, Colin Kaepernick, a few months ago. The Cowboys have a job opening, it appears, at quarterback right now. What did Colin look like to you? Did he look like a guy who could play in the NFL from what you saw, Jim Harbaugh?
He looked like he was in great shape. He's not just a workout. He was here around our team for about 4 or 5 days, practicing, doing some things on campus, and he was like a kid in the candy store. It was just like he was, when I coached him. As I said, he was in incredible shape, threw the ball extremely well. And during the workout, it wasn't choreographed where receivers he had ever thrown with before. I thought he looked extremely good from my eye. Coach,
appreciate the time. Good luck against UConn and beyond, and always appreciate when you call into this program, and thrilled that you're back with Michigan and you're sticking around and you're going to be there for a long time. Right?
Yes, sir. Committed. It's just like the day when I first got this job, just like at the beginning of the season when in February came back, recommitted, and very happy.
Coach Jim Harbaugh, thanks for the time. Thank you, sir.
All right, pal.
You take care.
You have me on.
Okay, anytime. That's Jim Harbaugh, head football coach, University of Michigan, right here on the Rich Eisen Show.